Welcome to Now You Know BC. I'm Bob Kronbauer, also known as BC Bob, and on this show I introduce you to interesting people, places to go, things to see, things that have happened in the past. You will hear our collective stories. This week I'm telling you all about BC inventions, from medical instruments used on people's butts, my butt, to egg cartons, to a legendary drink from the 90s. British Columbians have dreamt up and patented a lot of memorable, mostly useful products over the years. Let's dig into some of them. Did you know that the surgeon who invented the gold standard for hemorrhoid treatment was once a UBC professor, and that they named the hemorrhoid device after themselves? It's true, and I need to warn you that this story largely revolves around my butt and the details of some fairly disturbing medical procedures that I've personally had done inside my butt. So if that makes you uncomfortable in any way, you might want to briefly change the channel. Get it? Briefly? I'm so sorry. In case you're lucky enough to not know this information already, let me fill you in on the different types of hemorrhoids that people get. There's actually two different kinds, and I've had them both. So consider me the closest thing to an expert you'll hear from on this subject. First, there's the normal type of hemorrhoids that are on the outside and which hurt really bad and itch. Oftentimes they'll bleed. Those ones can be treated using preparation H.
Burning, itching, but the pain's the worst. I should have used
New Preparation H Cream. Burning, itching, plus maximum strength pain relief on contact. The most complete Preparation H relief ever. New Preparation H Cream. Pain relief on contact.
And witch hazel at home. Warm baths, those help, but they sometimes get bad enough that you're gonna need to get surgery. I've been getting those ones since I was about 10 years old. They are not great. Again, a warning. This is about to get more gross, and it involves blood. Internal hemorrhoids are technically swollen veins, which turn into a sort of growth inside your rectum. They're sometimes painful, and they often bleed. The only reason I knew I had them was because my toilet bowl kept turning red every time I took a poop. So I went to the doctor, and he sent me to a butt doctor, and he looked up there, and he diagnosed me with them. Then he immediately performed the O'Regan method on me, right there in his office. I didn't even have to wait and make another appointment. Now, before I explain how this method works, I have to tell you about the table that greets you when you go to my butt doctor's office on Broadway in Vancouver. It's a low table that has 8 very sharp edges and signs taped to it that encourage you not to sit on it. It's almost as if it's some sort of test. Like if you end up sitting on this thing that will no doubt hurt your butt, even if you didn't show up with butt issues, which you most definitely did, maybe they charge you a fee because it's your fault. I don't know. So for the sake of argument, let's say an internal hemorrhoid is like the tip of my finger. The way that doctors have been treating these for decades is by banding them. Exactly as it sounds, they install a little elastic band onto the base of the hemorrhoid. That cuts off the blood flow to the thing. And I warned you, this is gonna get worse. According to Dr. O'Regan, and this is a quote, within 5 to 7 days, the withered hemorrhoid falls off, and then eventually you just poop it out. The local doctor improved on the banding system in 1997, and it's now used worldwide. This is the little gun thing that he used, and it suctions the hemorrhoid and then installs these rubber bands. What also makes it better than the way that they did it before was it can be done with one hand by a doctor, and it installs multiple bands on one site at a time. And it's disposable. I can tell you with absolute certainty that the method works, but some people, like me, may have to go in a few times to get the procedure done before they fully go away. If you're embarrassed about your butt issues, don't be. Just go see your doctor. If I can go on TV and tell you this incredibly wild story, you can schedule an appointment.